For the people who hung out to the end, this is the laser that puts the image on the bright, shiny panel. We're going to disassemble this and take a good look at it. These right here are ferrite coils, and they help to regulate the electricity, the spikes and noise and such like that are going into the laser. The laser is pretty good size. According to this, it is a, well, it doesn't tell you. It doesn't give the class or any of the other safety stuff, which is somewhat surprising. Normally, lasers will tell you if they're class 1, class 2, or what they are. Removing these two screws released the laser. Leaving the laser here. Now the power supply to the laser is possibly this, possibly right here, but I'm thinking this is, yeah, probably this is the the power to the laser, but I don't know. This may be the data that's coming into it. The way this thing is designed, it has this panel that comes up and lowers. I do not see another moving piece on this, so I'm guessing, and I am looking, but I cannot see it. Can't see any kind of a lens in here. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll break this down further and see what we have inside. There's a spring right here, need to get that off. The thing seems to be sealed with these clips. We're going to pop these, see what's happening. I'm not sure what this is. Got some screws, and these are reset friction nuts. So let's see if we can open this up and see what we've got. Again, this is slash and burn. I'm not planning to save any of this stuff. So we're just going to pop it up. Alright, this is the inside. Okay, I know exactly what this is. And I'll tell you about it. This is pretty cool, actually. The history behind this is beyond cool. So let me pause the camera for 10 seconds, get some stuff out of your way, and I'll tell you about this. In order to explain how this works, we have to go all the way back into the early days of communications. Many years ago, they had what was called a teletype and a facsimile. The facsimile could send pictures by use of pulse modulated signals, and it evolved from there to get better and better. Teletype would send a signal, and it had what was called a latch release, and that would send information, would print a character. The next iteration was what was called the line printer. The line printer would print an entire line of text at one moment by sending a signal to a wheel that had all the letters of the alphabet. And what would happen was it would turn, and as it turned, when it would reach whatever letter it wanted, there were hammers on the back of the page that would hit, and it would then print the deal using a ribbon. Very old technology here. Then from that, there was a fellow who worked for IBM, and he and his wife loved to dance. I hope you can see the little shadows in there. He and his wife loved to dance. He figured out how to make a laser printer while at a disco with his wife. No, this is not fiction, this is real. He noticed that as the little ball spun, if you can see those shadows, he figured out that this would print an image to a roller that would then electrically static charge the roller, pick up the toner, and apply it to the paper. What you have right here, this is the laser. So that cable that I took off is both a power supply, and it also controls the modulation in here. And I'm assuming this is somewhat like a television tube, in that it has a way of manipulating the electronic signal. I'm not sure about all this. I heard about this back in the 1970s, but this is the first time I've ever actually seen it. So here's your mirror. Hopefully you can see the sun being reflected. It comes down through here. This is a focusing crystal, so that as it strikes this thing, as it strikes this prism, it then goes through this, it strikes this mirror here, and it puts the image on there as it spins at high speed, as this thing is turning below the thing. This is, at the time, this was the most incredible technology that you can imagine, because copiers, I'm not even going to get into that, but what this did was it allowed you to scan a copying the image that was reflected off backwards through this thing, and then reproduce it, and that's where your Xerox and all those other good copiers come from. But this technology is very old. I think it was in 1975, 74, 75, when I saw the line printer and the laser printers, the disc printers, what we call laser printers, would be coming out shortly thereafter. I don't think they've been improved on, but here we go. This is like an amazing find. This is a museum piece. Here's a serial number, 41126074 for this mirror. There's no date of manufacture anywhere that I can find, which is a bummer. It's got a serial number. I'm going to write IBM, since this was an IBM, and see if I can find out when it was bought. You've got your potentiometers here for controlling the image. You've got a ground position. You've got PD, whatever that stands for. This one is hard to read. This is very, very old technology. And like I said, this particular laser is about 30 years old. This is an amazing find of a lifetime, because of its age. And also, I don't know, this is just an amazing thing. With this, Dysfunctional Vet concludes the disassembly of the laser printer, and I hope this has been somewhat educational. To see this is just amazing. I've known about the technology since the 1970s. Here it is, 2020, and I actually get to see it. Dysfunctional Vet out.